first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9?
Taken at the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Well, the Chiefs offense now ready to go to work for the first time, led by Patrick Mahomes, the 2018 NFL Most Valuable Player.
And what a first half of the season he's had, leading the NFL in passing yards to this point. He's been a tough man to slow down. So this defense certainly has its work cut out for him.
Mahomes now on first down. They try to set up the screen. Nearly disaster. But it's incomplete. Not much chance of that working. Almost intercepted. It's second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Gets it up around the 22 and no further. Did show some power on the run, but not a whole lot of room. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. They go play fake. Mahomes. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it.
They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 18 carries, 74 yards, and a touchdown.
And, partner, I thought it was a lot of fun for us to be able to sit in on their film session with the offensive line. We saw how they blocked it up last week. It's a pretty good success, and we see what their game plan is for this week. They expect that defensive front to be someone they can move.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. So, Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath. Maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. On 4th down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Just a yard return there after a punt of 49. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. We get our first look now at Aaron Rodgers in his 17th season now with the Green Bay Packers. And, of course, coming off a great 2020 where he took home the MVP trophy.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he can keep going to the pace he's at, this is going to be a dangerous team come January, and he could very well walk away with the MVP. Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. 19 carries, 110 yards.
And give him a ton of credit. He's running the ball really well. But I look at those guys up front. That unit is truly playing as just that. Every move that they make, their teammate understands what that move means and what they need to do. And right now, they're starting to grind it out pretty well.
And he's brought down. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 43. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come. We get that. What kind of a percentage chance do you think that they have of running the table?
Partner, I think it's hard to say because history would tell us that the chances aren't good at all. We've seen a lot of good teams get to this point, and then they have that run-back week and takes them out of the running. I'm going to say 25%, and I feel like I'm being generous with that number.
Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They'll run for it with Dillon. Touchdown, Packers! His 2nd rushing touchdown on the campaign and 4th overall. And the Packers are on the board first here on the road in Kansas City. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start. Is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
Room here to run. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown. Mecole Hardman, 77 yards. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And for Mecole Hardman, I mean, he was the only guy with 2 of the top 10 fastest runs in all of 2019, and he's showing that that was no fluke. He was moving there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
Extra point by Butker is on target. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive.
They're at the halfway point of the season, Charles, 8-0. What a great start. Clearly a Super Bowl contender, if not the outright favorite, through 2 months to win the whole thing.
Well, there aren't too many bad things you can say right now because this team is playing pretty well. They've had a couple of injuries. That could plague them down the stretch. But if their intensity doesn't waver, I think the road to the Super Bowl is going to go through them in the playoffs. And if you're on their road, things could be bumpy for you.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Rodgers.
This one swung out here to Jones.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
On play action. Now Rodgers. Over the middle. That's hauled in by Isabella. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back gains of 17, and they are really on the march now. It's a first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 37-yard line. Now it's Rodgers. That ball complete to Isabella. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
This defense for the Chiefs, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Rodgers to throw once more. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Rodgers now on 1st down.
He'll drop this underneath for Jones.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Now Rodgers.
Throw right side, going to be complete to DeGuara.
And it's a Packers touchdown.
Josiah DeGuara.
His first touchdown on the year. And the Packers have taken the lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Rosas to add the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. KC's offense ready to take over.
And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So, Charles, a tough task for this defense facing the league's leading passer to this point in the season. Certainly a front-runner and MVP consideration right now. What can they do to slow him down?
Well, there's so many different ways that they can go, and I'll guarantee you that defensive staff went through all of them this week in preparation. But bottom line, they want to avoid giving up the big play. They're going to play what they call top-down defense and make sure no one gets behind them.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. That to his running back, Edwards-Helaire. He's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
This one was all about clearing space for this play to work because he's going to leak out the backfield to his right, then angle his way up the field, and a really pretty throw to put it on him and create the big play downfield.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Now it's Mahomes again. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against him a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And a short gain here down to the 22. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score. Second quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. Here's Mahomes to throw. Gets this into the hands of Gray, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. Well, he gave one defender the slip, but others waiting in the wings and dropping him behind the line.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Mahomes going to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. He'll drop that off to Edwards-Helaire. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. Butker's kick here is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hold. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
This taken in at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Let's go.
Here's Aaron Jones in the offense, trotting back out. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes. Steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized for the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw here pulled in by Lazard.
This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
A nice play design there with a touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
So on fourth down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. And now here comes Kansas City. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Second down, back to Edwards-Helaire.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. The offense on third down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And that's off the mark, incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Rodgers. This one caught by Isabella. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing is Rodgers. Caught by Jones. Touchdown, Packers.
Aaron Jones,
his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Rosas good with the extra point, and that makes it a 21-10 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Out comes Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get them back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
Well, so far, he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that second touchdown now.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. It's Kelce on the ground. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Now, despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 13.
To throw, it's Mahomes.
Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelce.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And again, it's Mahomes.
They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a 4th down.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
Here's Tommy Townsend now,
as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the 2nd quarter.
On 2nd down, Dillon.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
44 yards rushing for him now in his first 2 carries in the ballgame.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep. And he'll get this up only to about the 33.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down.
This one incomplete. Almost picked off by the rookie, but he couldn't quite look it in. And now it's 4th down.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Patrick Mahomes on his way out for their next drive. You know, normally he's probably pretty happy with his performance at this point. He's played pretty well. Bottom line, they're down on the scoreboard, so I'm guessing he's not that happy.
No, the fantasy owners who have him for this week, oh, they're happy with what's going on. But for him leading a team...
Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Kenny Clark make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage, well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Mahomes' throw taken in by Valdez-Scantling.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
On 3rd down, here's Edwards-Helaire.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend.
He'll find Aguara complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
On 1st down, Rodgers.
And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
To throw again on 2nd down, Rodgers. That ball complete to Isabella. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
And he is going to have a Packers 1st down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, this from 53. And the kick is good. He needed a little help there from the crossbar, but the carom goes his way. So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. From there, we head south to Texas to check on the Cowboys at home at AT&T Stadium. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Denver Broncos. Dak Prescott, excellent in the victory.
Well, that came a little abruptly here. Still working on my apple up in the booth. Hang on here, let me spit this out. And we can get to the 3rd quarter now.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
So here are the Packers now to take over. They've gone 2 months without a loss, 8 straight wins for them. And they've got the lead here in this one as well. Try to make it 9 in a row. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at the 20. Throwing to start the drive. Rodgers throwing the out route and complete. That's Oliver. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Rodgers. He finds his man, complete. That's Watson. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available, because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
This one swung out here to Jones. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out, and now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mahomes. That ball is caught. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. It's a big play there for the Chiefs.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Throwing now is Mahomes.
And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down.
Butker's kick here is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11.
So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Another drive coming up for this Packers offense. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. On second down, it's Jones. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Throwing now is Rodgers. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 35. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. It's a big play there for Green Bay. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Drops it to Jones in the flat. He'll be stopped short of the 25. The nice move couldn't free him. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Rodgers now to throw. He'll find Lazard here over the middle. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. Now Jones. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Rodgers going to give this one to Dillon. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. So it's 3rd and goal now, and this is where the Arrowhead crowd can make it very tough. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And the lead is up to 18 now. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. And the Chiefs offense ready to go again. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
On second down, a run with Edwards-Helaire.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it.
And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Mahomes now to throw.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked off by Jair Alexander. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Rosas now to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talked about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
Comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right?
Well, that'll help the old passing stats. Remember, it was a pop pass, so it's not a wide receiver run there, Charles.
Well, I like the way that you scored it, and that's exactly how it goes into the books. But remember, he's had success throwing the ball the standard way in this game. And here, this little tap pass, it goes for good yardage, a little something extra in his repertoire.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw here complete to Kelsey.
A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Now Edwards-Helaire.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. From midfield, here's Mahomes.
He's going to find his tight end, Gray, complete. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Looking to throw again on second down. Mahomes, the tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4.
Mahomes going to throw.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They're hitting it just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 4. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by the rookie Eric Stokes. And the Packers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Well, just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception, and this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
Green Bay's offense ready to go again. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The drive starts with a carry by Dillon.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Here's Rodgers to throw. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
Well, when you got a guy who's a dual threat out of the backfield, go ahead and use him. And that's exactly what they've done on back-to-back plays here. Picked up big chunks of yardage, once in the air and once on the ground.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. Here's 2nd and 9. Just a yard on that last run. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And Watson has it right side. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
But there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
The Packers on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 7. Now it's Rodgers. Looking downfield for Jones. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Kenny Clark in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. To throw, it's Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Now Mahomes. Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 4th down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll go. It's Edwards-Helaire. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now here's Mahomes. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. Here's Mahomes to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game. Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm. So that was a very nice play, Charles, from a very speedy cornerback.
And I think really good defenders can sniff out those screen passes. Just something that they can feel, something that they can sense about how the quarterback drops back or how the linemen are just a little slow to block the oncoming rushers. He read it perfectly. Got in there and made the play.
And the next-gen stats tell the story as he was traveling at better than 19 miles an hour.
And again, it's Mahomes. He'll find Jones again, complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
But here in the 4th quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages. But not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning.
Oh, yeah! Are you kidding me? Really? Are you kidding me?
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
They'll try and run for the first with Dillon.
And he's going to get this inside the 30.
58 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
That boy's got 4 down.
Kelly, from left, Kelly. Easy. Super down.
On first down, it's Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. So it's all over.